Right, we're live then. Hello. There's no one in here currently. Focus camera. We've not been live for a while, so we'll just get it in focus. What else can go wrong this evening? Right. I'm not really sure what to say after that, to be quite honest. Welcome to anyone that's in here. We may or may not have lost 5-0 this evening. So that's good, I suppose. It's not. It's absolutely tragic, to be honest. Anyway, I've got 2 people in here at least. Get your comments in, anyone. I'm pretty depressed, to be honest, after that. Yeah, don't know what to say. I just thought I'd do a live stream briefly. Well, obviously, I normally do videos. Of course. Oh, we've got people in here now. That's good. Yeah, I normally do videos for reviews and all that, but I honestly couldn't get the words out. I really couldn't get the words out. Literally set the camera up and everything, and I just thought, don't really know where to start. Don't really want to edit this, quite frankly. I don't really want to say it and hear it once. Apologies if it's out of focus or whatever. I've not been live in ages on my channel. It was deadline day, actually. I think it was. Should be a bit better now, I think. Please get your comments in, anyone. Honestly, I haven't got a plan. I'm smiling because I'm just, if I don't smile, I'll cry, you know. It's a situation like that. Luke, how you doing, mate? Been a while. Curtis, Carl Radford, good second name, mate. 25 people in here, by the way. He deserves so much better. Absolutely. Another embarrassing performance. Honestly, feel heartbreaking. Yeah, Tom, how you doing? Cooper, go home yesterday. Evening, pal. I absolutely gobsmacked about the performance and some of the players. I'm really concerned for Coops. He's the best manager that I've witnessed in recent times. I really hope we keep him. Yeah, totally agree, Josh. Don't think he'll get sacked tomorrow. Interesting rhyme. Been fighting tears since the 4th goal. Honestly, mate, I'm not too dissimilar. I'm really not. You know, as a younger fan, I've never connected to a manager more than Steve Cooper. What he's achieved for us is I can't relate to anything else, really. The best I can remember, and this is showing my age, you know, I'm 22. He's probably like Sabin Lamucci, only because he got anywhere near the top end of the championship, and that's saying something. So the fact that Cooper didn't just take us over and get us promoted, but in the manner in which he did and inherited that squad, and that is so different. It's so different. There's only Yatesy left, really. That's difficult in itself. And that's what makes it so tough to talk about, honestly, because of the connection I think we all have to Steve Cooper. Anyway, I think I might get Woods in. If you've watched the channel before, you'll know about Woods. Just for someone to talk to about it, because I'm just going to be waffling to myself. Please get your comments in, anyone. Don't know how long I'm going to be live for. Obviously, like I say, I would normally do a video to post-match reactions, but obviously I wasn't at this game. Probably a good thing, and I couldn't get the words out. I just thought, no, I just need to kind of speak, really. I just nudged the mic. That's good. Have I missed any comments? This is on the players. Absolutely agree, Ethan. No doubting at all that Cooper's made mistakes. He absolutely has made mistakes. And maybe a reset is the right thing that we need to do. Maybe. I'm just looking at both sides. But no doubt at all, that is one of the most disgraceful performances I've seen from a Forest team in a very long time. Leicester away last season, West Ham. That was bad. It was woeful, right? But this was something else. When you needed a reaction and you do that, you lose 5-0 to, albeit, Fulham they're a good team, can't deny that, but they're not miles clear of us. So to lose 5-0, there's no excuse. And I'm not, honestly, right, I said it after Everton, I can take losing. I can take losing games. I'm a Forest fan, I'm used to it. But it's the manner of defeat that hurts. And the Everton game was one of the most soulless performances I've seen from Forest since Houghton, if I'm being brutally honest. And today was not even that. It was just outright disgraceful and disrespectful, and you name it. Like, none of those players can say that they did themselves proud tonight. Like, maybe that's harsh, but I don't know what to say after it. Honestly, this is Leicester up 4-0. Yeah, it has vibes to that, doesn't it, Ryan? Cooper is not to blame for this calamity. The players don't seem to care. Yeah, just reiterating what I just said. Really, I definitely agree. The problem is there's no structured system, especially attacking. Yep, definitely agree with that. Evening, Laquan, how you doing? Been a while since I heard from you. Rad Dad, of course, man himself in here. I was watching the first part of this game with him, of course, and we were just despairing off each other, really. Left at 3-0, and it's now 5-0 at full time, which is I can't really put into words what I feel after that, to be honest. I can't be positive, quite honestly. It's very difficult. I mean, I'm not like some people. I'm not going to deliberately slate the players and the club and Cooper and all that. I just don't do that. It's not how I am. I like to be positive. I like to get behind the team, and I don't want to criticize just to get attention. I'm not that kind of channel or fan. I just don't do that. But a situation like this, you can't really do anything else but just state what is happening, and that is just it's painful. It's pure painful. Evening, yeah, I already said that, haven't I? If it's any consolation, I stayed up till 5 a.m. to witness this train wreck. My sadness. Oh, I see what you mean, right? Yeah, I was wondering what you meant there by train wreck. My sadness for Cooper is overshadowed by anger towards these players. Some of these need to go as well. Yeah, that's the frustrating thing again, is we clearly know that there's quality in this team. It's obvious that this team has quality in it. But it doesn't seem to be functioning as a collective. It doesn't seem to be, at the very least, playing for the manager anymore. Anyway, another comment. Gibbs White was the only one that showed passion for the club recently. Yeah, I can't fault Morgan, to be honest. I know he's not been as good this season, but he always gives his best. He's one of the few that I can actually say that about, to be honest. And this is an interesting one. Sangara, what do we make of him, everyone in the comments? Because I was kind of doubtful when we signed him, honestly. I kind of thought, like, okay, everyone's hyping him up, but is he really all that? I was excited by it, but at the time anyway, and I think in hindsight, the signing was needed, but at the time, I wasn't quite sure why we signed him. And I'm not saying I told you so, but I just don't think it's worked. And I think a lot of people are kind of thinking that too. Everton fan in the comments. I moved to Nottingham around the time Cooper came in and have followed Forest closely ever since. I feel sad at the thought of him leaving, and I'm not even a Forest fan. Yeah, that says an awful lot about the man, doesn't it? I have nothing but utmost respect for Steve Cooper and joy and appreciation for that man. Met him earlier in the season, and honestly, I'm got a bad word to say about him. I only spoke to him very briefly, but I remember actually he just arrived actually at the ground, and I just literally ran towards where he was when he was signing a few autographs and getting pictures. And I remember I was one of the very last people for him to greet. And I remember he was about to walk off, and he just looked back and he just saw me, and he could have just gone. He's got things to do. he's just that man that he has time for everyone, and just really appreciate what he's done for this football club. And he's not sacked yet, obviously, but after that game, I think everyone is pretty concerned for him, which is why one of the reasons why I've decided to do this live, because there's that much to dissect. But another very important comment here: scattergun approach to the team selection tonight, baffling. Yeah, it continues to happen, really, doesn't it? The scattergun approach of transfers and team selections. There's no fluidity, or you can't really predict what's going to happen anymore with Forest. 40 people in here, by the way. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Don't go live very often. I might start doing it more for away reactions, maybe, depending on what's happened. And I think this is pretty severe the way it's gone. Totally agree. We're missing Brennan Johnson without a doubt. Morning, Rads. Morning, Anthony. How you doing? You're from Australia, I'm pretty sure. Seem to remember. So that's why you're saying morning for anyone wondering. Sangara hasn't been the player we thought he was going to be. Totally agree. Dom's in here. He was in the vlog the other day. Players no longer listening to Cooper and using Forest for CV work. There's now a dark cloud over Steve Cooper's head because of the players having no passion or care about playing. Yeah, I mean, I hate to be one of these people that say, "Oh, the players don't care." But after tonight, yeah, I do. I have to kind of look at that mantra really and think maybe some of them don't. Some of these lads that have come in that could have easily gone to a bigger club than us, just using us for a stepping stone. Like, I'm just, I don't want to assume anything, but who knows? Who knows? Based on tonight, that's not a team that fought. That's not a team that really cared. That's not a team that wanted to play for Steve Cooper. And, here comes the people saying, "Oh, well, you're a Forest fan first, not a Steve Cooper fan." Totally, absolutely. I'm Forest first, always. And Forest is ahead of anything. The club is first, ahead of any player or manager. But, I don't like that comeback, to be honest. I just don't think it's necessary. We've got a Cooper outer in the comments. I mean, this is the thing, right? Yes, Cooper's made mistakes. And if it was anything, if it was anyone other than Steve Cooper, would we be saying get rid? I think more would. But because of the sentimental side of things, I think a lot of us are finding it just very tough to come to terms with change and the fact that we need to change potentially. And for me, I don't want Cooper gone, obviously. Am I being sentimental? Yes, I am being sentimental. Does it need to happen? I mean, I really don't know how to answer that. In lots of ways, maybe yes, but in other ways, maybe no. There's so many ways you could look at it. Honestly, Manakis apparently did leave the game early. Apparently, which can't really blame him. A Fulham fan as Manakis, I don't quite believe that. If I'm entirely honest, Ryan. Might be true. Who knows? If Cooper is sacked, who would you take? I mean, this is the thing. Who knows? This is the thing, right? People in the comments, 51 people, 49 now. Please get in the comments. Who would you take if Steve Cooper left? Because as and when he does leave, it might not be now, but if he does, who's the right man to replace Steve Cooper? If this is it. Is it Lopetegui? Is it Graham Potter? They're the two that I'm seeing around quite a lot. That Frankfurt manager that was linked with us. What is the right protocol? And obviously, whoever wants to come in, whenever it is, we've got to get behind them. But it's going to be tough to move on from Stevie Cooper. But it's not happened yet. He's still at the club. He might very well be here at the weekend. He might turn it around, but it's looking pretty slim at the moment. And based off that shambolic performance we just saw, I've not even actually spoken about the game that much, really, have I? I've only really spoken about the whole situation, but it's copy and paste away performance at the very least. This guy. Glasner, is it? I think that's how you say it. Probably not. We're linked with him, or have been. I mean, I can't really say much more than that, honestly. Yeah, Rad Dad's saying Graham Potter. It's not a question of who would we take, it's who we get. And it would inevitably be someone. It'd be someone a large chunk of the fan base don't want. Yeah, agreed there. Feel bad for the manager. Yeah, totally. Who has come into this situation. I mean, yeah, we're going around in circles, really, aren't we? But let's just talk about that performance a bit more if we really have to. 55 people in here. Thank you. Saying that I don't stream much, that's good. I might start streaming more, maybe. But let's actually break it down a bit more. So watching the start of that game, I actually thought it was quite good's an overstatement, but it was all right. You know, we were looking fairly all right, steady at the very least in the game, not really having too many chances. Origi looked better than Wood up front. Is that a bonus? Maybe. I mean, it is, kind of. And then the classic thing happens. We concede and lose our heads. And this is something that quite severely needs to change because it's happening a stupid amount. Because if we go back to last season, we go back to this season, the amount of times we implode is unbelievable. So that's the thing that's concerning me, really, is, and it's happened at home as well, actually. We've conceded goals in quick succession, but that's the thing. Yeah, the manner of defeat. It's not even just so much losing, it's the manner in which we are losing that is so difficult to take. Because how many times, Leicester last season, West Ham last season, Man United, I think one of the games they scored in quick succession. Man City, I mean, it's Man City, so it's slightly different. They scored, was it like 4 in one half or something? You know, the amount of times we concede goals in quick succession is a real concern. But in breaking it down more, if you look at this entire season, at the start of the season, we were doing all right against a lot of top sides that we knew was going to be really difficult. And that's when we actually had most of the core of last season's team, which are so-called not as good as the players we've got now, based off the way we're playing right now. Is that entirely true? Maybe not. But, you know, that win at Chelsea was incredible. And at that stage, we were all feeling really, really positive about the situation. But after that, we brought in a lot of new players in one go again. And ever since then, we've been acclimatizing to that. And it's gone the way I didn't expect it to. I thought it was going to be a slow start with those new lads in Dominguez and Sangaro and Murillo and all those guys. Obviously, you know, Murillo's unbelievable, of course. And a lot of these new lads are, but some of them haven't performed, like Sangaro. Has he really performed? I don't think so for what we expected. Montiel and Tavares have hardly even kicked a ball. You know, is that their fault? Probably not, but just that scattergun approach coming in again hasn't fully worked, in my opinion. Obviously, we started off by drawing a lot of games. The drawing to I think I've gone blank for a moment there. Drawing to Burnley was, you know, that's looking really poor the way that they're playing now. Drawing to Brentford was respectable. Drawing to Palace, again, it's another draw. Should have really won that game. Then you lose to Liverpool in the manner we did. But the Luton game, I think, is where we were all pretty concerned and really starting to, well, literally that, be concerned. And then out of the total blue, we beat Aston Villa, which I'm now finding even more hilarious and baffling as to how we managed to do that, because there's no sense behind it at all. And even though it wasn't pretty, we beat them, deservedly so. So since then, we've gone from having one of the best results since we've been back in the Premier League, in my opinion, to conceding goals for fun again, home and away. And honestly, I've always said it a few times, up until even the Brighton game, I was still pretty optimistic. Even though we weren't winning games at that stage, it was like 1 win in 9 or whatever. You know, we were at least scoring the odd goal. We were showing quite a bit of fight, honestly. But Everton and today is a whole new ball game. It's like a click of a finger, suddenly the lads just don't care and aren't playing for Cooper. Because that Everton game was one of the worst I've seen in a long time, at the very least at home. And the fact that that fortress is now gone seemingly is a real concern. And then this was just another level. You know, that same old thing of conceding in quick succession, coming back to haunt us again. And this time, outright, players just seemingly not trying. And that's the thing I find really concerning. So anyway, I'll go through some of the comments. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just just speaking really at this stage. Players look lost. Love Cooper, but when we're in relegation form, we've got to stay in the Prem. Don't want another 20 odd years in the doldrums again. I do agree with that. Yeah, to be fair, David. Yeah, simple as that. Really, we are in relegation form, and that's the thing as well. I think a lot of people thought we were too good to be in a relegation battle, whereas we clearly aren't. And I'll admit it, you know, I said we'd come 14th, I think, at the start of the season. So maybe I was being over optimistic, but I wasn't going to be one of these fans that's just going to immediately be negative. At this stage, I'm being very pessimistic about the situation, but you know, I'm not going to start swearing and being disrespectful and that, because there's just no need for it. In my opinion, you can voice your opinion another way. In my opinion. So I'm just reading through the comments here just to make sure I don't miss anything too significant. Sangara is woeful. Odyssey's reverse dog and duck keeper at best. I mean, yeah, I don't think Vlachodimos has really done much better than Turner, if I'm being entirely honest. So, you know, should we put Turner back in goal? Who knows? Probably should give that a go. Since that's actually a good point, Craig. Since Nick Randall, our chairman, stepped down, we've gone to pot. I mean, is that the reason? I don't think that's entirely the reason, but it is a good point. Since Nick Randall did step down, it does appear like things have gone downhill, doesn't it? Rad, some of these players are woeful. Coop's being given sub-players from overseas and overrated crap. Who is going to form this squad into winners? Yeah, that's a good point. Because again, it's took Cooper long enough, and he's still figuring out quite clearly what works best with all these new jigsaws that he's had to try and sort out. If you get a new manager, suddenly you've got it's a whole fresh face, which in one way is very good, but in another way, he's then got to figure out this whole jigsaw again. So, yeah, is that a problem? I don't know, but it just makes things even more difficult. Like, you know, we've gone from nothing actually. We've gone from just continuously changing the squad all the time. Then you change the manager. It would feel really like an end of an era then. Got David in here, my next door neighbour actually. He's a Leeds fan, suggesting that we get Jesse Marsh. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not. I really wouldn't. You lot will be fine, Rads. You score enough to stay up. Yeah, I mean, we do score enough, and technically they are worst teams in this division, but on form, I think anyone could give us a good go. I mean, even at the start of the season, quite frankly, we struggled to beat Sheffield United. We drew with Burnley. So, you know, and obviously we drew to Luton in the way we did. So that's concerning. It really is. Do you know if ex-NFFC employee is reliable? I don't quite know what you mean there, Laquan. Yeah, Dave's just laughing at my my peril of potentially having Jesse Marsh in charge with good reason. Aston Villa is beating Man City. I mean, that makes it even more funny that we beat Villa, doesn't it? The way we're playing now. Bray, how you doing, mate? Welcome. Obviously a long-term member of the channel and viewer of the channel. We need to get a new manager now to give us a chance for next season. Yeah, I'm really I'm really dreading any kind of announcement, honestly. I mean, you know, are we being over the top? I don't think we are really, because, you know, Cooper's been under pressure before and ultimately got out of it. But Can he do it again? Can he do it again? You know, people can say, "Oh, there's no excuse now. He's signed players. You know, we've got a better team now." I mean, that's a question in itself. Have we? You know, if you look at goalkeepers, Rashid Amos and Turner, are they better than Henderson and Navas? For me, they're not. I wouldn't say so. Lodi compared to Toffolo, that's quite harsh because both of them are very good. Probably, I mean, on form, probably about even actually. So maybe that's a bit harsh. But then right back, Uriah's not the player he was. Aina, overall, is actually, I think, quite good, but has also shown vulnerability at times. Centre backs, I mean, Felipe and Murillo clearly are top class, but they did concede 5 goals tonight. So, you know, we need to at least take that into consideration. And then after that, obviously, Bolly's still around, and that midfield, it's without a doubt technically better. But is it? Because Sangara's underperforming, and then I know Dominguez has had an illness recently. That's probably the reason why he's struggling. So I can't really go into him. But for what we pay for Sangara, I think we all expected more. And I know betting into a league and that it's something you've got to consider. But, you know, it's December now. You would have thought he would have at least strung a few consistently good performances together, and he just hasn't really. And obviously in attack, I think it's fair to say we're worse. You know, we are, and I know we do score goals, and Hudson-Odoi on paper's quality, but he's struggling right now. Alanga, I do think is great. I can't really complain about him, but no Johnson, and then again failing to find someone to step in for Awani when he's clearly going to have injury problems. He had injury problems last season. And I'm pretty much speaking about it now, actually, as Laquan asked me, where do we need to strengthen in January? Well, people in the comments, get your comments in, have your say on that. I'd like to hear what you say. But obviously a forward is absolutely needed. We needed a striker and probably another winger. You know, we need to improve that depth up top, because no matter how bad we're playing right now, we do have good depth everywhere else besides attack. So we need to get in 2 forwards for me, in my opinion. I think a lot would agree with that. And I think probably a midfielder will come in as well, because I think Kibate and Santos aren't the options seemingly. So I think a midfielder will come in. Maybe it's needed with how Sangara's playing, for example. And, you know, people seem to hate Yates for some reason. I do also kind of get it, because obviously there's better players in him now, for being completely honest. And I could also see a fullback coming in, because I have a feeling that one of Tavares or Montiel or both may very well be recalled by their clubs, because they're not playing. So, yeah, it's going to be hectic again. And in ways, I think that's good. But at the same time, I think it's really not good, because we just need stability at this stage. Like, we really do. We're that clouded with like what is our best team and who is who. Like this season, we haven't had a single settled team really. Like who's actually been a mainstay this season? I think Aina, and he was dropped for the last game before this one. Murillo, since Brentford, he's been a staple, of course, but before that, he didn't even come in straight away. Alanga's been pretty stapled into the side. Awani when fit, you know. Yeah, there's not many really, is there? There isn't actually that many. I mean, Niakarte's played quite a lot, but he's been at the team the last 2 games. So no, we haven't had that consistent team. I just miss having that. Are we finally in full focus? I think so. I do apologise for that if it was out of focus. This is not my main camera that I use for videos, if you couldn't tell. That's not relevant at all. I just think better the devil you know. Coops kept us up last season. This season, delusion of this squad, a bottom 6 side. Facts by Jono, who we sold. Yeah, we miss Johnson greatly. We really do. I thought, you know, bringing in Hudson-Odoi and only really Hudson-Odoi on deadline day and Origi actually coming in. I think people thought that would be enough, but clearly not. Johnson really was that important, and you're seeing how he's fitting into Spurs really, really well. And I'm happy for him there. It's going to be extra painful seeing him come back to the City ground next week, isn't it? No, it's not next week. It's very soon. Is it next week? It's very soon, isn't it, that we play Spurs? David is suggesting Will Still from is it Reims in France. I know there's a bit of a meme about him from Football Manager and that. I mean, not sure if that would be a good move or not, to be honest, and whether it's realistic or not. I'm so demoralised after that game. I really am very demoralised. Murillo near Carter to be the centre of defence with Yates needing to start. I mean, I get the need for Yates with his leadership. And off today's performance, one of the very few players that we know actually care and will try. I'm not sure what that's referring to. So I'm just catching up on comments here, everyone. I'm not being silent for no reason. I think Montiel and Tavares both get recalled. I could see that happening. Yeah, I could see that happening. Do you reckon... if you mean... what's his name? Is it Xavi Alonso from Leverkusen? We've got absolutely zero chance with that because he's doing incredible over there. Yeah, I'm not sure about Mobadadeli. I was quite surprised to see him on the bench today. Confidence is an all-time low for the team. I'd agree with that. We need Dennis back. I mean, he wasn't really given a full-on fair chance, I suppose, but, that's a bit desperate if you ask me. Jaden Philogene or Jonathan Rowe. I mean, we saw both of them play at the City Ground recently, actually, for England's under-21s, and they were both very good. Jaden Philogene especially. In fact, they both scored in that game, I think. Terrible results. Cooper building side around Morgan Gibbs White appears to have been an error, says Justin. Yeah, dropped tonight, of course. Came on second half. Yeah, I mean, we are trying to build it around Morgan Gibbs White. And obviously, he's not been in as good form this season. But yeah, we're not the same team without him in the side. I think we can tell that. And as Bray's saying here in the comments, we're one-man team, and that's Tyro. I mean, yeah, we do rely on him heavily. It does hurt, mate. It absolutely hurts, Ethan. Yeah, I was sitting there watching that game, just rather motionless. And as I said at the start of this, to anyone that's joined since, 57 people in, so thank you for being here, by the way. I would normally do a video for a game like, well, any game, actually. I'd normally do a video, a vlog for home games, and then I'd normally do a review with graphics and that. But I just couldn't get the words out. I really couldn't get the words out, honestly. I just thought, I just want to talk. I want to hear what people have got to say. And I had a feeling it would be exactly what I'm hearing here. It's pretty much all the same. With good reason, really. We've got a Cooper out of here. I mean, maybe you've got a point. Maybe we do need to change. I don't really know at this stage. It's that confusing. But for me, at the very least, I'll be very, very, very sad when that does happen. Every time we score with him on the pitch, he's involved. Both goals against Villa outside of the box. Why was the shot not being marked? The men were chasing Tyro. Yeah, you're totally right, bro. You're totally right. We rely on Tyro heavily, and him being out for like 3 months or whatever is a real kick in the teeth, really. If Cooper was sacked, I wouldn't be against recording Dennis. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing, but I don't think that will happen, honestly. We are lacking attacking confidence to take on them without worrying. Yep, totally agree. Heavily lacking confidence, absolutely heartbroken, disappointed from top down. Yep, Tim, I'm agreeing with all these comments, by the way, everyone. 65 people in here saying that I very rarely stream. That's excellent. So thank you very much. For everyone who's in here, please hit the like button. Try and lift our spirits in some way. Please subscribe. It really goes a long way. And I'm only going to be covering all of this throughout the rest of the season and beyond. So please support the channel. Scarpa, I mean, it's a bit off topic, I suppose, but yeah, I don't think he'll come back at all. Alanga's got against West Ham. Where were the markers? Yeah, everyone teams up on Tyra, don't they? That's basically what you're saying, bro. If he gets sacked, the Frankfurt guy, I just call him that, looks like the alternative replacement. I think he is a possession based and plays high press. I mean, we need something different, don't we? Whether it's under Cooper or new manager, and most likely, I think it's going to be a new manager, which is pretty depressing, if you ask me. It's really depressing. It's really depressing. I'm just if I don't laugh, I'll cry. It's basically how I'm feeling right now. Watching those goals go in today, just pathetic goals to concede, and no one really seemed to give anything about it. I mean, the third goal's. I mean, I've not even watched the last couple of goals back, but the third goal just unforgivable. You know, I'm actually talking about the game now, but the third goal just pathetic. You can't concede goals like that. You know, he ran in the goalkeeper. I mean, I just said that's atrocious when I saw it. And it's just this inability to hold on to. Why am I saying hold on to leads? We didn't take the lead, but the inability to regroup. That's the word I'm looking for. When you concede a goal, you regroup, you go again. It should make you stronger in ways when you concede a goal. Yet Forest, and this is the thing, right? That team from today that started today's game, there was only 3 players in there from last season. You know, it's another massive overhaul, really, isn't it? Not on the same kind of scale, but it's still a lot of change. And yet, that's a problem in itself, which probably wasn't entirely needed to be created, in my opinion. It didn't need to go quite as extreme as that. Yet, the same thing happened. So, could you relate that to Cooper or what? How can you concede goals in such quick succession so often? It's happened so many times, and it's just the most demoralizing thing in the world. Because when you can see the goal, okay, that's not great, but regroup, go again, use it as fuel. Yet we concede a goal even when we're actually looking fairly good beforehand. And I'm clutching at straws tonight when I'm saying that, but we were actually looking all right. And concede a very soft goal. Toffolo wasn't really marking him. One of the few things he's done wrong since he's come into the side. And Vlachodimos, we can talk about him, wasn't doing well enough for all the goals, really, for me. And Iwobi scores. Okay, regroup. But then you go and concede again. Like, come on. What are you doing? And the third goal, I've already mentioned that. The fourth goal was actually somewhat skilled from Fulham. They didn't even just walk through our defence. Well, they did actually. I'm lying, but it wasn't just like acres of space. Again, now I'm also lying. It was acres of space for the goal score. I'm really trying to find positives, but I can't. But the fifth goal again, queuing up. It's just a lack of fight. Even at 5-0 down, just show a bit of passion, show a bit of fight. Go, why not? Just, it's the thing that is the most painful in football is when the players just don't even care, and there's only really Yatesy and Gibbs White and players like that I can truly say that about. I mean, Toffolo. In fact, I think deep down these lads do care, but do they care enough to play for Steve Cooper? I think that's the thing we're missing here. Do they care enough for Steve Cooper? Were they invested enough today? That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm just so disappointed, as we all are. There's that old Wolves manager, but I'd like Potter the most. I presume you mean Lopetegui. Yeah, I mean that would be a great appointment if we're being honest, but I find it quite hard to comprehend life without Steve Cooper. I wouldn't mind Nuno. Exciting football at Wolves and Portuguese, so we'll get on well with the Brazilian lads. I mean, he struggled at Spurs, didn't he? So I wouldn't be too in favour of that, but he was very good at Wolves. But is he the right fit for us? I'm not so sure. Do you mean Lewis O'Brien? Yeah, Lewis O'Brien. He got loaned to Borough. Got loaned to Burr. I don't want to hear anything about Scarpa coming back, guys. Crap can't even cover get into the squad. Yeah. You're basically saying he's not good enough. Yeah, he's not. He was a weird signing, really, wasn't it? Vlash Turner is such a huge downgrade on Dino and Navas. I mean, yeah, major downgrade for me. And the fact that it took us until the week the season started to even sign a goalkeeper. We were going into that Arsenal game with Ethan Horvath as our main goalkeeper, and now he's not even registered. Yeah, that's the problem in itself, and that gets overlooked. The fact that we haven't only again ended up signing quite a lot of players, but so late in the window. Like, it's not even like we had the whole summer to bed them in. 13, was it? No. Yeah, 13 overall, but 7 came in on deadline day. Like, that's just insane. That's insane. Everyone says this about Forest, but I think Forest fans kind of bat it off like really easily in ways, far too easily, because it is actually insanity in ways doing that. It just makes an already tough situation even harder. Craig's saying, would like to see Aguilera get a run out. I mean, yeah, why not? Why not? He's clearly a good player. Give him a go. Give him a go. If you're going to put Balotelli on the bench, he's not going to play. You may as well put a young, exciting player like Aguilera there. And by the way, speaking of Balotelli, this situation with Joe Wall is incredible, really, because he's clearly not good enough anymore, or not up to the same level as some of the lads we've got in front of him. Definitely Murillo and Felipe. But the fact that Bolly gets injured, you put another centre-back on the bench when you've already got Niakate there. And it's not the guy who's technically the captain of this club. You put a young lad on there that's never played. Like, what's happened to Joe Wall? Seriously, has he actually fell out with Cooper or something? Because I'd be sad if that's the case. I mean, that's not important right now, but there's so many things I can speculate about here. It really is. Cooper in. Yeah, still got someone supporting him. 5 players to sign in Jan, 5 players to sell. Within reason, in your opinion, if we don't want to spend ages on it, then do it 3-way. Yeah, I get what you mean, bro. Slap Murillo up for it. I mean, you may as well. He's unbelievable. Yeah, similar to me, mate, to be fair. Just rather demoralised. Les saying, I'll be gutted if Cooper goes. I really hope he stays. Same here. Murillo is Thiago Silva in ways. Just need Niakate in the other spots. You'll even go to 5 at the back. I was actually contemplating us playing 5 at the back tonight, but yeah, we didn't. I mean, would it have made a difference? Probably not. You lot got cut. Not lying, mate. I presume you're a Derby fan or not a Forest fan. I do want Cooper to stay, absolutely. I mean, am I being sentimental? Yes, I am. All right. Call me a happy clapper or whatever, but I'm sentimental. But at the same time, I don't necessarily think changing the manager is the right thing to do, because, is there anyone better out there than Cooper? Is it really worth, taking Cooper away now after all the change that we've had on the field? You get rid of the manager, it's suddenly it's totally completely new then, isn't it? And then a new manager's got to learn it all. So yeah, it's a tough situation to be in, honestly. I presume you're a Fulham fan. Great game of Raul Jimenez. The last 44 minutes, actually. I didn't know it was live that long. Get any comments in. I'll stay on a bit longer and just dissect all this. I just thought it's the best way for me to get through this, really, is just to talk. Get your comments in, everyone. I might even get someone on the stream, actually. Bray in the comments asked me earlier if he can come on. Or, yeah, I think actually Woods. Yeah, I might just do a few more moments, but I might just get Might just get Woods on, just for a second opinion, really. So please get your comments in, everyone, because I just needs to talk to someone at this stage in this sorry hour, Forest. It's just sad, really, isn't it? Yeah, Woods, do you want to come on, mate? It's up to you. Tell you what, I'll let Warner Woods or Bray come on. I don't want to go on for too long, because I think if I get both of you on, the stream would be like another hour. You know what I mean? Didn't see the match, but saw the rubbish of tonight. As for a new manager, I didn't know, but we need an attacking manager with Premier League experience. Yeah, I mean, you've got a point there. You've got a point. Okay, Woods is saying get Bray on. All right then. Yeah, we'll just get Bray on for a bit to see what he has to say. Man himself actually went to the Football Content Awards very recently, something I've never done. So don't underestimate this guy. When was the last time he was on the channel? Quite some time ago. He's been on my streams many times before, not for a long while though. Oh man, I just think I've been talking for 46 minutes about it. Let's just get someone else's opinion. But yeah, 64 people staying there. So please, if you are enjoying this stream to some degree, I mean, is that possible? I'm not sure. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. It goes a very long way. It means a lot, and it would cheer me up quite frankly at this sorry hour. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I'd like to do that. It's just a nice thing to do, really, isn't it? Of course, I'll be covering everything going forward in this month of rather daunting fixtures, shall we say? Very, very daunting fixtures. Don't see anything happening this weekend against Wolves, or it is Spurs after that, isn't it? Spurs is going to be incredibly tough. Bournemouth, I mean, it's a must win, but I'm feeling rather pessimistic about everything right now, if I'm honest. I'm not really lifting the spirits, am I? Newcastle, I'm not confident at all there, or Man United. So it's difficult. It's difficult with any manager, that. But in the run of form we're in, it's very daunting. It's very daunting. Yeah, Bray, mate, I sent you the link on X, on Twitter. It's still Twitter. It's still Twitter. Hi, Rads. Do you feel Cooper has lost the players' backing? Yeah, I do actually. At least some of the lads, at the very least, I feel have lost faith in Cooper or just don't want to play for him. Whatever. You know, I just, at the very least, that performance tonight was not a performance of a team that cares, that was giving 100%, and that's the thing that is the worst about this, and the most concerning thing about this is the manner of performance. It's not even so much losing. It's just, you can lose with dignity, right? But that was not what we saw tonight. That was anything but. It was just, if that is Cooper's last game, it was like one final punch in the face, kick in the face. Like, you've knocked him out cold. It's that much of a punch. It literally, he deserves so much better than to go out with a 5-0 defeat like that. So I'm really, really feel bad for him, honestly, Cooper, after it. And yes, he's made mistakes. He has made mistakes. I've admitted that. But he still deserves better than what he had to watch tonight. And was that all on Cooper? I don't think it was all on Cooper. Was some of it? Yes, it was. But that was on the players more than anything for me tonight. That's what it was. It wasn't a performance of a team full support. Yeah, same. I have to agree, Nico. I think the players that come in and they've made it now in the Prem and don't give a damn that the manager. Yeah. So I just went blank there. I didn't even read that comment out properly. I think the players that come in think they've made it now in the Prem and don't give a damn about the manager. That's absolutely, that's very, very true, right? That's very, very true. A lot of people have said that we would be, not even in relegation battle, and I think the players have thought that. I think the fan base has thought that. Why do you think the City ground's been so quiet? It's not been the same. Door, how you doing, mate? Feel bad for you having to have watched that in person. I'm not going to ask you what you think. That kind of sums it up, really, doesn't it? But that's just painful, really painful. 74 people in. Thanks for watching, everyone. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, people were being complacent, right? People were being complacent and maybe a bit cocky about our chances, and it's like, how dare we struggle, Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna get Door on. Door's just asked me. Okay, this could be interesting. Headphones so you don't get any echo. That wasn't echo. That was just me trying to be funny, I guess. Trying to lift the mood, lift the spirits. All right, Door, I'll send you a link, mate. I'll send you a link. There we go. Let's get some extra opinion. Anyway, Bray. Welcome, everyone, to Bray. Fellow YouTuber. What do you think to that?
I'm struggling for words, to be honest. That performance was just... You get to 1-0 and you think, oh, that's not very good. That's not the best start. Maybe we can do something about this. And then it gets to 2-0 and you think, oh, great, well, we're not coming back from that. And then it gets to 3-0 and you're like, oh, make it stop. And then it's 4-0, 5-0. And oh, man, it hurts. It hurts so much, this one.
I'm just going to add... I'm sorry, Bray. I'm just going to add Door, who I think's coming back from the Fulham game. So this is going to be interesting.
Oh, crikey.
Door.
Bro's on the move.
What can I say, lads? This is on the players.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I totally agree.
On the players. Absolutely. And people in the chat, right, lads.
Yes.
This first half, who was good? Any players that...
I'm struggling to think of any, to be honest.
Huh?
What do you think? I'm struggling to think of any, mate. What do you think?
What's your opinion on Sengari?
Could do better.
Huh?
He could do better. I think that's how I'd describe him.
Oh, what's going on, mate? Bray, what's going on?
Well, I mean, I've just watched an absolutely shocking performance. There's not a whole lot going on. Other than that, at the moment, it's... Well, I mean, at least I've not got a however many hour trip back from that.
Yeah, I feel bad for Door.
Really?
I'm gutted, man.
Oh, losing a bit of
connection. I think everyone's just very... I mean, Door's not got the best connection, but everyone's just a bit... not really sure what to say after that.
It's reminding...
Am I lagging?
Ooh.
Yeah, you are a bit.
Am I lagging?
Yeah.
Brad?
Yeah.
Brad, I'll talk to you tomorrow, Rad.
All right.
Tomorrow.
Cheers, Door. Right, that was Door. Anyway, just quickly thank you to Lenny for the £2 donation. That's very, very generous. Bray's in shock.
You're so famous, mate.
I
remember
famous.
when I was here commenting on your FIFA videos with you and your 500 subscribers, David FIFA. Man,
come a long way, mate.
Now you're getting donations over Super Chat. That's
absolutely unreal scenes. Better than on the pitch, I must say. I mean, feel free to say whatever you want, Bray, within reason, you know.
Well, I'm not going to say anything too nonsensical. crikey. As I said, you just look at it and it just keeps on getting worse. And by the end of it, you're just begging for the referee. Can you not just 5 minutes of stoppage time? That's roughly 5 too many, mate. We're not coming back. Just finish it now. Don't let it get to 6, please.
I saw your tweet actually. Do I really have to watch another 5 minutes?
No, I really have to watch another 5 minutes.
Same thing, mate. Same thing.
Football is a funny thing, isn't it? You can sit here and watch your team getting trounced week in, week out, and still not for a second. You never just think, oh yeah, no, we're not bothered about football anymore. No, that's just a ridiculous thought, and still we're like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
After that Everton game, I was thinking, oh, I'm not even interested in this Fulham game, and then I saw the lineup. I thought, you know what? No, I actually quite like that. And I'm right up for it again. And then we go 2-0 down within moments of each goal. And I'm like, I can't be arsed. Like, that's literally it. It's painful.
See, like, the first 2 goals especially really sort of irked me because they're individual mistakes. You know, it's Sangare gave it away the first one. Second one, Mangala lost his man. But before that, Murillo decided to go on walkies for some reason. See, I think I love it when he gets up and stuff, beats a few man, gets up there. But I don't know what he's doing up there from just a regular piece. Why is he pressuring all the way up there? I feel like he would be if you stick him. Now, I know this is a shout that's a bit of a weird one. I feel like if you stuck him in midfield, I think he'd be a world class midfielder straight away. I'm talking
I
like
could see him in there, you know,
because you look at him.
Yeah,
he can beat anyone he likes. He can walk past anyone he likes. He's got like it's like 3rd most successful take-ons in the Premier League since the start of the season, and he's played about like 10 games. And as I say, if he's ever taken on someone with a ball, I mean, he had it in the Fulham penalty box today, and no one could get near him. If he had a bit of defensive insurance behind him rather than being the defensive insurance himself, and so he just had a completely free role to do whatever he likes, just have him sort of sitting, and then Morgan Gibbs right ahead of him, that could potentially be like unstoppable. Yeah. You'll never beat Murillo. We're absolutely blessed to be watching him.
He's one of the very few positives, isn't he, from these last several games? He's and not just the positive. He's incredible. What he's shown us.
He's amazing. He's brilliant.
And just got to enjoy him while we've got him, really, haven't we? Because leveling very well with each. I mean,
well, you know, he's going to be playing in Paris, Madrid, Barcelona, that sort of thing. Either way, it'll be in action on more Wednesday nights. But just some slightly different ones in the near future.
Yeah, not of the world famous necessarily. But let's just think about him while we've got him, right? And enjoy him. I mean, I'm just trying to think, is any other positives to take? There's nothing besides Murillo, really.
I'll tell you one positive I've got. Give me a second.
All right, what's he doing here? This is like good old days, isn't it? Who can remember my OG streams, everyone? Probably not many people in it.
I can, because I was one of the 2 people in the chat for all of them.
There we go. That answers that.
It was me and Luke. Always. I wonder if is Luke here? I'm not looking at the chat.
He was earlier.
Oh. I want a Capri Sun.
A Capri Sun?
Yep.
Well, there you go, everyone. If that doesn't cheer you up and persuade you to like and subscribe, then there you go. Capri Sun. That in itself has cheered me up after that game, just seeing a Capri Sun. So, see, this is why I got Bray on for words of wisdom and positivity.
I'm good at this sort of thing.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Have you got anything else to add, Bray? Because I don't really know what else to say.
Well, I think it's sort of the elephant in the room. We've not mentioned that much. Obviously, it's in the title. Yeah. What's happening with Cooper? Someone found Evangelos Marinakis' ticket in a bush. And
Do you really
And
believe that, though?
much like our defence at the moment, my Forest flag seems to be falling apart. As I say, I saw a picture of it on Twitter. He was literally Evangelos Marinakis All Access Pass ticket. There's only two big words that are going through my head in regards to that. In terms of what Marinakis is thinking, he's thinking of the words corner flag.
I thought you were going to say Cooper out, but corner flag also works.
No, I'm not desperate for Cooper to go. I'm quite a sentimental being as well. I'm so happy with all of the stuff that we've got that he's done for us, done for the club. It's been amazing for us.
Yeah, totally.
Getting results like that, it's a hard one to call because I feel like he can do more with us, but with the players just look like they're not bothered. Aside from Morgan Gibbs White and Murillo, who cares? And if no matter how good a manager is, if they can't get the players to care anymore,
yeah,
and they can't take you any further, and it's such a horrible shame to think about it. But if, as I say, I think he can take us further, but not with players that aren't bothered. No one could go anywhere with players that aren't bothered, and I suppose that maybe that would mean it's time for a change. But it's a really hard one to call because it's a bit like putting your dog down, isn't it? It's like he's given us so much happy times, but he's survived a lot longer than the other ones before. As I say, good times have come. But it's getting on a bit, and you don't know if he can do it for any longer.
Yeah, it's one way of putting it. But I agree. I think a lot of people are thinking like, thank you, Coops, but have you took us as far as we can? I think that's what some people are thinking, and it seems like he has, based off how the players are now quite drastically performing. Because it only appears like the last two games where people are saying, "Oh, the players don't seem to care," and unfortunately, I think today really showed that, which is really disappointing. But yeah, we've got a few people in the comments kind of one saying Cooper out. Fair enough, it's your opinion. Players should be docked wages. I mean, I think that's a good idea, but it doesn't happen, does it, in football? And I think sometimes it would be a good idea because if that's not going to motivate you,
Yeah.
Just start doing the dishes.
Go away.
Yeah, I don't blame you, really, John.
I don't know if you can quite tell I'm in my pajamas at the moment. I went and got changed at about 70 minutes.
I got rid of the voice straight away.
I wasn't missing a lot, was I?
Not really, mate. No, not really.
I've got to be up at 6 o'clock tomorrow, and like, why
do we do this? That's the thing, isn't it? You always said it. Why do we do it? There's no point, is there? Put yourself through this, and then you just do.
We just do it.
Yeah. Just do it.
That's how it is.
I just actually want to say one thing, actually. That if there's any positives tonight, it was the Forest fans. Yeah.
I heard them very loudly. I think it was all of the Steve Cooper songs on repeat, wasn't it?
Yeah. From straight away.
But yeah, it makes you think, will that be their last chance to be singing the Cooper songs?
I thought it was particularly impressive when we considered the fourth goal of the evening. It's your household, boy.
Sorry?
Is that Marinakis?
It's the ghost of Chris Hughton past.
Oh God, don't want to hear about that. That's the last thing I want to talk about. yeah, what I was going to say, 4-0 down, pretty much as soon as we conceded that goal, you hear Forest fans, it just makes them sing even more. So the fact that we were just immediately in favour of backing Cooper is something that I'm really happy about at the very least. And it was also pretty sad at the same time. Brace curtains having a moment. This club and these players have forced Cooper into an inescapable corner through their egos and spinelessness.
Oh crikey, that's a lot of words.
Yeah, and if you bring someone else in and they have a magical start, like I'll be outraged. I get what you're saying there. It's like if players suddenly start playing well,
I feel like they just might do. That's my problem with it.
Fulham showed us exactly what we can do well. What a well-trained and well-motivated team can do. Yeah, totally. These players won't play for anyone else. Their careers show that. Also, you're saying, am I misinterpreting that? You're saying that you back, they only want to play for Cooper?
I think that he means that no one's going to get him.
Oh, no one's going to get them motivated. Well, if that's the case, then retire. Don't be footballers. What's the point? I don't agree that it's inescapable. I feel the same after Leicester away last season, and I think he will be sacked. But if he isn't, I still back him to find a way out of this.
Well,
yeah, I think a lot of people are very conflicted about it. Really,
if we were to get a statement, I'm assuming in the next couple of days, with a corner flag on it and
go on.
And a little bit of text saying club statement, then who would you like to bring in?
Well, I think we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? I think a lot of people have been saying Lopetegui and Graham Potter and that Frankfurt guy, I think he's not at Frankfurt anymore. I mean, I hate talking about it. I mean, who would you be interested in, Bray? Because I think maybe probably Potter in terms of the fact he knows the league pretty well. He's a young manager like Cooper, but with a bit more experience behind him. I wouldn't be overly against either of them or any of them, to be honest. But it is tough talking about, post Steve Cooper. But people in the comments have actually said they don't think Potter will come in, and I don't think would he. I don't know. Is that too much?
Personally, I think I think I mentioned this in the comments before.
Yeah.
I think that my personal pick will probably be Nuno Espirito Santo.
Interesting.
I think he played exciting football at Wolves, and I think that my main thing is we've got a massive amount of Brazilian talent in that squad, haven't we? This fella speaks Portuguese.
Yeah.
I don't think it can quite be stated how much extra these guys can get from that, because these are young players. They're players who are willing to learn. Not only are they learning from people like Felipe, but they can get straight from the manager. Because with, say, Cooper, Murillo won't speak a deal of English. They'll have to have translators and stuff. If you can speak directly to the manager, because I think obviously I've heard him in interviews. Espirito Santo can speak perfectly good English.
It's true.
So he'll be fine with the English players. The French players, I don't know, but that's no different with Cooper. They speak it well. Most of them speak English as well. But to be able to go to someone in your own native language as a young player, it makes a world of difference, doesn't it? It's so much easier to go to someone and ask for advice if you know that they can immediately give it to you, rather than having to talk through someone. If that sort of makes sense.
No, it's got to help, hasn't it? If they can speak the language of what we now have a lot of players that are Portuguese or speak Portuguese. That's only going to help. So I agree. would it be a wise decision to bring in someone like that? Probably yeah. But I don't know. We'll have to talk about this when unfortunately we do have to talk about what will happen next. Yeah, it's really difficult, really, isn't it, right now to talk about it all? It's quite emotional, really, after that. But yeah, I think we've pretty much covered all bases, really. So
I don't think there's a deal more to sort of talk about.
No, I've been on. Wasn't really sure how long I'll be on this evening, but we've been on an hour and 10 minutes, and we've had
that's quite a lot of minutes.
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of people in pretty much the entire time, which is great. Saying that I stream every few months at this stage. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I am famous, yeah. Please, everyone, go subscribe to Bray's channel.
I think that's fantastic advice. That's
absolutely,
such good advice.
because Bray honestly makes some top content, if you ask me.
I think that's a bit of a stretch, but I'd just like it if you supported me.
Fair enough. Go do that, everyone. Please subscribe to this channel and like the stream. And yeah, I'll be covering whatever happens next, which is probably not going to be the most positive thing. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, keep the faith, I suppose. All the Reds.
Remember to ingest cheese.